Yo, what is going on, everybody? I am your host, Slackerz Gaming, bringing you our next matchup in the Fighter Pass tournament. So if you're new and you want to know what this is, it is not a league by any means. I want to make sure that's clear. This is basically a tournament I set up of characters, 32 to be precise, that have no representation in Smash Bros. Ultimate, so they have a chance to be DLC. And we put them into a tournament, and then each day on the channel I upload one matchup from the tournament, and then we vote down in the comments for who we'd rather see, or who we'd like to see, I guess, between the two that are in the matchup for the day, to be DLC in Smash Ultimate. So you just vote for, one of the two characters. You just type their name down in the comment. Or if you absolutely really love both the characters that are in that matchup for the day, you can vote for both. It is, that is, you can do that, yeah. But it's one vote per person. I think I just said that. But double elimination tournament, meaning character has to lose twice before they're eliminated. You, if they lose, drop to the loser bracket. You lose from there, you're done. That's how that goes. Voting stays open for 1 week to keep the tournament rolling and keep getting new matchups and all that stuff. So, with that being said, we got to go over the results from the previous week. So we had Sub-Zero taking on Crash Bandicoot. Yes, Sub-Zero from the Mortal Kombat series. And they both won their first match. And it's a second round from the winner's bracket. So let's just not waste any time. It probably went how you thought it might have. Crash Bandicoot ended up winning 39 votes to just 12 for Sub-Zero. So Crash Bandicoot gets to move on to face Leon Kennedy in the next round, so congrats to Crash. But again, like I said, it's a double elimination tournament. And since this is the winner bracket, Sub-Zero's not done, just drops to the loser bracket. So Sub-Zero falls and will be facing Tracer in his next matchup. And that'll be coming up in a few days, actually. So, actually, what, Thursday, Friday? Actually, Sub-Zero will come up on Saturday. So Sub-Zero and Tracer on Saturday, but today, we got to go over Lara Croft and Mike Jones from the Star Tropic series. One of the only Nintendo, actually I think it's the only Nintendo first-party character that's in this tournament. So, let's jump into it. So I'm going to start with Lara Croft. I think that's a bit easier to do. We all know, or I think most of us know the name Lara Croft from the Tomb Raider series. One of the most well-known and most successful franchises that Square Enix does own, and Square is rumored to be getting a DLC character. You could bring up there's always the thing, M-rated characters, do they really kind of, do they fit in Smash Bros? They kind of always, they don't quite feel right. I think you know what I mean, like Snake kind of just stands out, Bayonetta stands out, although Sakurai and his team have done tremendous work to make them, feel more smashy, they still kind of, they're like, they don't quite fit, but, they've done great work, so, props to them for that. And I think Lara Croft kind of the same way, kind of a action-adventure kind of game. What, is it like a survival game, too? I don't know, but she's a big-name character. She's from a very, very well-known franchise. Kind of, in the 90s, it was kind of like, it was kind of a PlayStation thing back then. I don't know if there's an exclusive deal or not, but it was Lara Croft, Tomb Raider on the PlayStation. It was one of their characters, and then it just kind of went multi-platform. Has sold very well. I think I want to say that didn't they just have a movie last year? I think the movie absolutely bombed in the theaters or the box office. I don't think that did well at all. I could have swore I read a report by that, but it's not about the movie. This is about the character. When Nintendo's trying to go for DLC, I'm pretty sure they're going to be looking, if they're going the third-party character route, and well, we already know they are, at least for Joker, from Persona. So the same thing, I think kind of the same thing applies. They're going to go for the big-name characters that people really know, so they, kind of, really helps people buy the DLC. Like, hey, I know that character. I'd love to see them in Smash. I will definitely buy that Fighter Pass. I'll spend the $5.99 or whatever it is for the single pack, or if they just want to buy the entire Fighter Pass, that's cool too. It just works out better for Nintendo. So, but again, yeah, Lara Croft, big name. Movesets are easy to come up with. She's got all sorts of, like, bow and arrow, that kind of thing. Does she have, like, does she use any sort of guns? I think she does, like pistols or something. I don't know if you could really use pistols in this. Maybe they could be magic bullets. I suppose you could do that. I don't know. You could. If you know Tomb Raider, you kind of get an idea of what her moveset could kind of, be, or revolved around, or yeah, revolve around. I don't know. To me, it's hard for me when I look at characters that are like from M-rated sort of style games, and it's just like, as much as the character, even if I really like the characters, like Mortal Kombat, for example, really like a lot of characters in Mortal Kombat. I just don't think they fit in Smash Bros. So, like, kind of that reason, I'm just kind of like really iffy about the character. No matter how much I like them, just no, I'll take somebody else that has the more smashy kind of feel to them. And again, nothing against Lara. It's just I just don't think she fits that well. Some people are gonna, argue that, and it's totally fine. Your opinion. I'm not gonna argue that she wouldn't make a great addition to the roster. Just me personally, I kind of think she, style wise, just doesn't quite fit. So my opinion, but no doubt she would sell. No doubt she would sell for DLC. Absolutely. I got Smash Bros in the background. But yeah, let me move on to her opponent. So I'm going to do something different here. So, like I said, Mike Jones from Star Tropics. What is Star Tropics, you might ask? It's a very old game from the Nintendo NES, Nintendo Entertainment System. And Mike Jones. So, who is Mike Jones? What is he about? So, I pulled up the Wikipedia page here. So, just going to kind of give you a quick little rundown. The plot of the story is, I think, Mike's uncle, or I think it's his uncle, right? Yeah, his uncle ends up getting, abducted by aliens of all things, and, leads to like this big, sort of plot and gameplay. And one thing that they did that was really cool with this game was inside the game box, when you first get the game, physical copies, they actually put a letter in the game box where you would have to actually use the letter you got, and it came in handy once you got far enough into the story where they'd actually make you dip the letter in like water or something. I'm not gonna find that, but like you'd actually have to dip it in water, and then it reveals a code, and then you actually have to put that code into the game, which was so bizarre. People threw theirs away, and then they got to the point they're like, I don't have the code. What is this code? Eventually got the code got published in Nintendo Power magazine, so everybody knew about it. But that's just kind of a cool, different thing, You get like this kind of extra thing, like I don't want to say pre-order bonus, but something like that, You get that, and then it actually comes back into play eventually. That's kind of cool. That is cool. You don't see that a lot, or hardly ever. But so Mike Jones, what would his moveset sort of be? I think he's kind of baseball-y. He's got a yo-yo. I found this thing on Smashboards. So credit goes to, I'm going to believe it's, hold up. It was up here somewhere. So I think credit's going to go to Deleted Member. Is that an actual person? Credit goes to whoever came up with this. I think it's Deleted Member. So kind of has a quick rundown of how basic the moveset would be. So let's see. He's got some abilities. Let's see. A yo-yo. So he's got a yo-yo. That was kind of one of his main things in Star Tropics in his actual game. So definitely have that come into play. I think it got renamed actually once Star Tropics came out on like Virtual Console or something. It eventually got a rename to something else. I don't quite remember. But so he's got a yo-yo. He would have a baseball bat. Looks like a flaming torch. He could throw at enemies. A bola twister, a slingshot, miracle mirror, baseball called the Wonder Horsehide. Okay, spiked shoes that allow him to attack the enemies on screen by teleporting and doing a flying heel kick at them, and a laser gun. All right, so he's got some weapons to play with. So there's the bola. Bolas are the thing you throw around and you can like tie up somebody on their feet and they trip, and that's kind of cool. They could use that sort of like as a little stun effect. I think that'd be kind of neat for a weapon. Baseball bat, we've seen that with Ness, same as the yo-yo. Slingshot, villagers got that cool little quick little whatever. Baseball, I don't know whether you just chuck it at them. I guess neutral B sort of thing. Just chuck a baseball at somebody. That'd be kind of cool. But he's got a lot of cool things. So yeah, I kind of think, what is a shooting star? The queen of... Never mind. I don't know. I don't know where that's from. I don't know, but Mike Jones is just okay. So why is Mike Jones in this tournament? I also want to point this out. Like I said, he's a Nintendo represent. He's a Nintendo IP. Nintendo owns it. But if you look at every single spirit, and this is the big point why he's in the tournament, if you look at every single spirit that's in Smash Ultimate, there's not a Mike Jones spirit, which I find a little baffling. Mike Jones's name kind of always got brought up when you talk about retro characters. Same thing how they did with, Ice Climbers and Pit and Duck Hunt and all them. There's always names that get brought up. Mike Jones's name got brought up, and I've been around for quite a long time looking at message boards, looking at a lot of character roster predictions, that sort of stuff. And Mike Jones, his name would get brought up. So to have that being from him being missing to not ever not having a spirit, I don't know. I just found that so bizarre. Like, is there something? Like, did Nintendo just forget about this? I mean, they got some of the most obscure spirits. They got like Pitcher and Batter. They got just such random one-off characters that appear on screen for like 10 seconds. They got spirits in this, but yet you got this main character from this series that has 2 entries into the series. By the way, doesn't even have a spirit. I don't know. I found that baffling. So I'm just gonna go to the voting. So. Yeah, I think Mike Jones moveset you can come up with easy. Same thing with Lara Croft. Would Mike Jones sell? That's the thing. So the only thing that it comes down to, I guess in Nintendo's eyes, would he sell? I don't know. He'd be the retro character. He'd be a retro character for sure. Would people go with that retro character? A lot of people love retro characters. I do too. Just kind of potentially bringing them back and giving their series a new, fresh coat of paint, so to speak, I think would be pretty cool. And again, just the fact that he's facing off against Lara Croft, and like I was explaining, to me, it just doesn't feel right. So I might be alone on this, but that's okay. I'm going to vote for Mike Jones. He gets my vote on this one. I think he'd be pretty neat. That retro character, he's got a moveset that fits him as well. He's got, bring back some of that old music from his games. He's got Sea Island is like one of the big things. It's like a top-down view, a lot of games from back Nintendo. Super Nintendo had that. So you kind of go across the map and all that stuff. Top-down. You just look straight down. You know what top down is. But yeah, so Mike Jones gets my vote. That's probably going to, I guess, wrap up this one. Only question left is who you guys are going to vote for. Either going to vote for Mike Jones or you're going to go Lara Croft. I truly expect Lara Croft to win this matchup, but personally, like I said, I don't know. I have a hard time I don't think she quite fits, but that's my opinion. If you want to vote for her, you're totally allowed to. Go for it down in the comments. Either type Mike Jones or Lara Croft. I highly doubt anyone's going to vote for both. Now that I said that, somebody's going to do it. Anyway, that is it for this one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed as always, and hopefully we catch you guys on the next one. Peace out, everybody.